Hey guys, it's Myke
and Ryan,
and you're listening to the Cologne podcast.
Welcome. Again.
Welcome back. Thank you all the listeners and subscribers that we're seeing the numbers just roll in.
They are skyrocketing.
Yeah, that's right. We're looking like Bitcoin in 2016 right now.
Yeah. But today's a very special day because...
Yeah, it's your obsession.
Yeah, it's my obsession. But not just that, though. We're celebrating today a little.
Oh, yes.
Our halfway celebration point.
Yes, we said if we can just go 30 rounds with the champ... we won't be a bum.
There you go.
All right. Dude, you do it better than I do. Anyways, today we're talking about Labo's Santal 33.
Yes. Actually, my wife's brother is the one who recommended me trying this. So I looked into it, and there's a lot of interesting stuff about this brand. Everything.
That's right.
It is actually a niche fragrance. It's also fairly new. They started in 2006. They were purchased by Estee Lauder in 2014. And that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, a lot of people have a lot of things to say about this. Most importantly, Emma92 says, it's heaven with 2 sprays, hideous with more than 3. Less is more with this one.
I think I might be agreeing with this before you get in it.
Yeah, you let me get a little sniff on it, and I tried not to go too crazy about it because, let me tell you, I am pumped on this one.
And I knew he was. I told him when I got it in the mail, I was like, man, I just smelled this real quick, and I was like, this is a Myke scent for sure.
You're like, oh, you're going to love this, bro.
And I was like, if you don't, I'm going to be disappointed. But
I remember I was in my bubble bath. I was listening to a podcast, ours, and I get a little ringy-dingy on the telephone, and sure enough, it's Ryan saying, I've got a smell to rock your world.
Well, let's get into it.
No, let's not. Let's get into our one-night stand review of John Varvatos Double X. Hit the music, Todd. Yeah. One night stand review.
Okay, so I got a little ahead of myself. You know me, I get excited. Our one night stand review of John Varvatos Double X
XX.
Or 20, because we're celebrating 20 years.
Right.
We said last time that it was like this perfect blend of YSL, how do you pronounce it?
La Nuit de l'Homme.
Yes. It's a perfect blend of that with Spice Bomb. It's like they met in a back alley somewhere. They got boozed up.
Punched it out.
Yeah. They got boozed up and then they just went right to town. And I'm going to tell you, man, that is a badass smell.
Yeah.
I was really feeling it. He'll tell you, I was excited about it. I said, look, I'm going to spray this all over me. I know it's your bottle. You spent money on it, but I'm going to drown in it.
He said, douse me. He said, hey, can I get a couple sprays? And I said, sure. Next thing I know, he's shucking off clothes. He's spraying every square inch of his body down. He was very excited about this one.
The reason why I guess I'm really kind of passionate about it, because we kind of research this stuff before we kind of get it here in the lab. And we
Labo.
And we play around with, finding out information about it when we get it here and we smell it. But a lot of people were not big on this.
Yeah, it's either radio silence or people are like, meh.
Exactly. They're just like, nah, that's all right. But for me, I kind of see these two personalities that really got blended well together. And for anybody that likes either one of those fragrances, this is like the easiest thing to pick up and fall in love with.
Especially when you have Spice Bomb and you have
YSL.
This is like meeting right in the middle.
It really is.
And I guess there are times when... if you're so fortunate to have such a fragrance collection that you have to decide between the two, and you can't, on the days that you can't, you'll pick up John Varvatos Double X.
I agree. I'm still going to stick with it. I think this is a hard buy for me, or an easy buy.
Yeah.
It had good longevity. I mean, it lasted forever. Projection was really good.
It's cheaper than 100 ml of Spice Bomb Extreme, and it's about the same price retail as a bottle of YSL.
Yeah.
So if you get to one of the stores and you find a good deal on this bad boy, it's worth buying if you don't have either one of those.
Yeah.
And if you do, you still may want to smell it because there's times where you may choose to wear this over those.
I think the thing, besides them being blended together to kind of make that scent, because that's what it does smell like, and the thing that I keep touching on, it does have a kind of like a boozy quality to it.
Yeah.
So for me, yes, it's similar to those, but it stands out different from both those because it it does have a little booziness to it. I'm vibing it. I think it's a pretty player vibe it's putting out. I like it.
It's nice. I like it over the YSL in that it doesn't dry down so powdery.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd say if you're looking for a sweet fragrance that's got some spice and a little bit of a coffee note, and you want 6 to 8 hours of pure nostril pleasure, check out John Varvatos XX.
Okay, and that concludes our one night stand review of John Varvatos XX.
There we go. Let's get into the scent of the day.
Scent of today is from Labo. This is based in New York.
I'm going first.
Go ahead. Well, let me describe to the people out there. Calm down. Get your hands off me, Mike. So, basically, it comes in a Maury Povich.
Yeah. Who's the father, Ryan?
Yeah.
I gotta know.
The way this brand kind of markets, it's kind of like a laboratory experience. You're kind of getting like test results back or something, or it's, this science project put together and sent to you. So that's kind of the vibe.
And typically that wouldn't be a well-welcomed thing.
Yeah, especially on Maury Povich.
Yeah.
But I'm going to let you take it for a test drive.
All right, here we go.
This is the Santal 33.
And I'm going to do like Emma 92 said. I'm going to stick to 3 squirts.
I'm not even kidding. I almost don't even need to spray this at all on me. I can smell it perfectly from where you're at.
Yeah.
Man, I'm going to just do one on me. It is very different to me.
Yeah.
I really do enjoy the smell. This is supposed to be like a really heavy sandalwood smell, apparently.
Yeah, I'm getting strong floral.
I can see that. And this is a unisex scent, by the way. And I've seen a lot of women go crazy over this. I've seen guys go over this, too.
This is definitely a unisex. I can vibe that.
Yeah. Like I said in the beginning, my wife's brother, John, actually had recommended this to me. We were eating dinners at Chili's, an amazing place, if you got the
very fine establishment.
Yeah. We were talking about colognes. He's like, hey, have you tried that? And I said, no, I haven't. And I immediately went and ordered this. And
because you said he like rocks the higher end niche type stuff.
Yes. And we were all smelling good at the table there at Chili's Barn Grill.
Again, you see the kind of circles that Ryan hangs out in.
I'm actually liking it more today than I did the other day.
Yeah.
I don't know still if it's my fragrance for me, like what I walk around in this, but I do love what I'm smelling.
I feel like I could get a 5 ml of this and it would last me all summer.
It probably would.
Because I can tell how you can definitely go over spray on this.
It's kind of bright to me. Is it a bright smell to you?
If it was a mixture of 4 qualities, 3 of the 4 I really like, and then there's the ugly stepchild in there that something's not hitting me right.
It is something weird in there, but I do love what I'm smelling, and it kind of reminds me of a couple of stores here. You're probably going to think I'm goofy for even thinking this, but it like reminds me if I'm walking into like a Kirkland's or a Pier 1 or something.
See, I was about to say it reminds me of walking through the lumber aisle of Lowe's or Home Depot.
Actually, I could get that vibe. Yeah.
I'm like we're kind of saying last episode, if you think about a scent and then approach it, you start to smell that.
Yeah.
Kind of when you're not hip to what's in there, your nose is doing a crazy thing.
Yeah.
And that's why like at first I'm like, man, I'm smelling all these florals. But then when you said sandalwood and I started smelling it and I just thought of like sanding wood.
Yeah.
I was like, man, it does kind of remind me if I just went to town hand sanding a piece of lumber.
It is. It's kind of a mixture of that. I'm going to sound so repetitive, but it is kind of a mixture of that and a little bit of a booziness to it.
Yeah.
Doesn't like a little alcoholic beverage.
Ryan's favorite terms, booziness and sweet.
Sweet, boozy, bougie, all those words.
Exactly.
I'm really vibing it today more than I was yesterday, which is kind of shocking to me.
So the dry down on the skin has moved really quickly. Whenever I smell the tester strip, I definitely get more of an herbal, floral sort of a thing going on.
Yeah.
But on my skin, I don't really have that anymore.
Man, that's much better than just the other day when I smelled it. Maybe it was a little shocking to me at first, because I will say we're from a rural area of East Texas.
Yeah.
These are not fragrances we run into at all around here.
Right.
So when I got this in the mail and I smelled, I was like, yeah, that smells really good. But maybe I got a little shock from it, not smelling something like this ever before. I can honestly say I've never smelled anything like this to me personally.
I could smell this earlier on the strip, and I'm not smelling it on the skin. On my skin, it smells just like clean.
Yeah.
I don't know if it smells like I used Lever 2000 and I'm just smelling clean skin.
Yeah. And just a little history about this place. Apparently, or a little background, I should say. Apparently, this is a huge fragrance on the East Coast. So for all of our East Coast listeners, if you're listening, I kind of would like to get some feedback from y'all. But like the running joke is people that visit New York, New York kind of has a smell, and they always ask people online, like, what is that smell I'm smelling here in New York? And the number one answer is always like, you're either smelling garbage or you're smelling Santal 33 because it's so popular out there.
Right.
And I can kind of see why people like it. I don't know why it's particularly popular there, but man, it's really refreshing to me. It's different.
Well, I will say I lived in Boston for a year and a half. Never smelled this. Yeah. So all my New Englanders holler out and let us know. Is it true?
Man, it smells really good to me. I'm shocked myself right now just that I'm liking it way more than I did the other day.
I like it more on my skin than I do on the tester strip.
I don't think I sprayed my strip, but let me smell yours. Man, I like them both, but I do smell the difference.
So on the tester strip, it smells more floral, and so in that way, smells a little more feminine. So I'd say if for some reason, God knows why you would be listening to this, ladies, but if you're listening, ladies, this is something I think you could get away with getting on your clothes, like spraying on your clothes more than your skin.
Yeah.
Skin, it's going to smell very clean. On the clothes, some floralness kind of coming out.
Yeah.
Likewise, guys, I would say if you're going to spray this, put it on your body and not so much on your clothes.
Man, that is really a really nice smell.
Unless you like the herbal smell.
So do you agree with one of the Fragrantica users there? Do you agree that it's 1 or 2 probably? Or do you think you can get away with a little bit more on the spray?
Yeah, I can definitely see how it'd be easy to do too much of this. And with this type of smell, I feel like a little bit would go a long way. I'm very intrigued by it. I really do want to wear some for a while.
Yeah.
And see, I'm on this hunt for a summer fragrance for me. We're getting close. We're in this weird part of spring in Texas where 1 minute it's 90 degrees, 1 minute it's 30 degrees and raining and tornadoes.
Yeah.
And then it's back to 85, you know?
But we're really used to from January to December, it's usually 100 degrees with 99% humidity outside.
Exactly. Where I used to always wear the ginger, spicy, warm scents as I've become more educated in these whole fragrance things, which let me just say, I'm not very, but I'm more than I was yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm kind of considering I should get a clean, crisp summer smell for when it's 114 outside.
And trust me, it'll get here and we'll hate it.
Yeah. And we'll never go outside.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to say this the other day, and I was just saying earlier in this podcast, I don't think this was a smell for me, but now that I'm getting a second dose of it and kind of like not the shock of it, I would wear this. And this is, and Myke will tell you, this is really sweet, and I would generally not wear something like this, but there's something about this. I really like it.
Let me tell you why I think you would wear this and why you're saying this. You may not agree with me, but this feels like a more masculine version of the Joe Malone scent.
Yeah, it does.
There's less cucumber melon in here.
I can't believe I just put
By the way, if you want to know what we thought about Joe Malone, check out episode 10.
I only sprayed one of this on my wrist, and it's projecting like crazy. This thing is good. Like when he sprayed it, he's a good 3 feet away from me. And when he sprayed it, I was like, I almost didn't even want to waste it spraying it on me. I could smell every bit of it on you, man. I mean, that's amazing.
So you have a 1.5 milliliter sample.
Yes.
And I would guess you would probably get 5 to 10 wears out of this thing.
Probably so.
Because
easily.
As much as this performs, at least now, how we're seeing it, you'd probably get at least that much wear out of it.
Oh, for sure. But if you're crazy and just want to start lathering up and think you need a 50 ml or something like this, get ready to spend $200.
Yeah, I'm not ready.
And I think we looked it up. I think the 15 ml, and it comes with an atomizer and all that, I want to say it was 83 or something like that.
That's a little bit more in my ballpark.
You know
what I mean?
Yeah. And 15 ml for this, I will guarantee you would probably last as much as I would use like a 50 ml of something else.
Sure. It's like salt. A little bit is great. But too much is unbearable.
Yep. I'm really liking this scent. I really am. And just so you know, John, I let your sister smell this. And she gave me this look, and I was like, I don't know, it smells good. Then she kind of gave me a look, 15 minutes later, I got her to smell it again, and she kind of liked it. So, but I think because you recommended it, she's probably not going to give it any type of credit. So just want to throw that out there. Little family drama for the people.
I could see Sarah doing something like that.
She's just like that. Who do you think wears this scent? Who is walking around?
Apparently a New Yorker. But if I had to guess, a classy one.
Yes. I think this is a very classy smell. This
No
is
doubt.
not an everyday office wear smell to me.
Yeah, this is something that, first of all, when you get it, it's customizable to you
Yes.
when you order it anyways. When you're jumping into that realm of niche fragrance,
Yeah.
you got to have a little bit more style.
I agree.
I feel like anybody who's grabbing this already knows the time of day.
For sure. Simple plebs like us, this is not something we walk into every day.
Yeah, we have, hand crank internet over here. We barely ran into the knowledge of this.
We got smoke screens outside.
That's it, yeah.
Speaking of it being customizable, so if you go to their actual where they make this in New York, apparently there's always lines out the door for this place.
I see why. It smells incredible.
But when you go there, they take your information and they sit there and they pull all the ingredients out of like coolers and stuff, and they literally make your bottle personally right in front of you.
Yeah.
I know that's a little far out there. Most people just want to go and just be able to grab a bottle somewhere, but that's something, if I was ever in the neck of the woods, I would personally like to experience.
If I was going to buy a bottle of this, I would make sure it was on a trip to New York
It'd be fun, man.
to do it. I mean, I've seen online where people have posted up and showed their label because they print out the custom label and put it on the bottle and say who it was bottled for and stuff like that. All right, Ryan, are you going to Labofragrances.com right now and buying this?
I definitely think, since it's a niche fragrance, I'm going to speak for the people that may be hearing this, what I think they would want to do with this. I think since it's a niche fragrance, which comes with niche pricing, which is always extremely high, but I do think the pricing for this is represents this well.
Sure.
I don't think, like Creed Aventus, as much as I love that scent, I don't feel like that price tag fits it. But this right here, I feel like $200 for, a 50 ml, it does kind of fit it. But I will say, I think you should test it. It's not really that expensive to test it. You can go to their website and order it like I did. And that's what we did. I actually got Santal 33 and 26. And by the way, Santal 26 is actually the same thing, but a little bit more subdued.
So if you're the guy who's going to pump 10 or 15 sprays out, you probably want to go with the 26.
Yeah, if you're going to lather yourself up in this, definitely get the Santal 26. But if you're like, just want a few and make it last long, and I think they may even be the same price. I don't know if they are. Definitely just stick with 33.
Yeah.
But I would say sample it before you buy it. But I'm going to tell you, I recommend buying this. This is a unique smell. I think, especially if you're trying to start a collection, this is one of those ones you're just going to have in your collection.
Yeah. Are you ready for mine? I'm going to give an unusual answer.
What are you going to tell me, that you think the people should go get a job working at Le Labo and bottle their
Figure
own?
out how to do this. No. I'm going to say buy it as a sample.
That's
Get you
interesting.
a 5 or 10 mil sample of this.
Yeah.
You're going to spend $50 to $80 for it. But it's worth that investment, I would say.
Yeah.
I don't think you're risking too much to drop 50 to 80 bucks on it and have a decent amount, because let me tell you, if you like this,
You're saying buy the 5 ml or the 15 ml, right?
well, there's other places you can find
Okay,
this.
go ahead.
For example, myfragrancesamples.com. You could go and get 5, 10, 15 ml of this.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm saying if they get 5, 10, 15 ml of this, if you like it, you're going to be happy you have that much.
Yeah.
You're going to be upset if you really like it and only have 1.5.
Well, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to kind of battle that a little bit.
Okay.
Look,
It's my answer. You're not going to convince me different, right?
it's $6 for a sample of this.
Yeah, that's not bad at
That's
all.
why I'm like, man, I got 2 of them for $14 shipped, but I mean, I would sample it, but I can't afford to pay $200 for 50 ml.
No.
But that 15 ml for like $80, I would probably do it, especially how strong this is. It will last me a long time.
Yeah, it's a unique fragrance. Okay, so Ryan normally speaks to the manly men out there that gotta have that masculine scent. Typically, I'm speaking to the guys out there that are okay with wearing unisex scents.
Yeah.
That are okay with experimenting with a little bit more floral or a little bit more sweetness or whatever. And the fact that we both agree this is a scent worthy to wear
Yeah.
for a man, I'd say you're pretty safe on dropping $6 to $60
For sure.
on a good size sample of this.
For sure. So yeah, I'm hardcore recommending this. Like I said, we live in such a small area in the United States here.
Right.
This is something I've personally never come across in person. So this
Where
is intriguing.
In New York, you may run into somebody on every street corner wearing this.
Yeah.
In Texas, you'd have to drive 100 miles to find somebody wearing this.
If you were that lucky.
Yeah. So for where we're at, again, this is not for everybody all over the U.S. In fact, I think we have very few Texas listeners. But where we're at, and why we're speaking for ourselves and recommending to you, if you're in an area and you're just now kind of getting into fragrances, this is one that you kind of pull up the hood and go, check out what I'm rocking.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And all your buddies out there wearing Sauvage, you can be like the sophisticated one.
Exactly. It's like, you're pulling up in your Beamer in a Whataburger parking lot.
Yeah, late at night.
Yeah, pop these hoods. Let's see what we got.
Let's see what we got here. All right, so that was this episode. Where are we headed next episode?
Well, we might have to do a 180 on this podcast.
Just a 180?
Maybe another 180.
Maybe
I don't know.
2 180s. Yeah.
And face the dark abyss in front of us here.
That's every morning I wake up and I go, how am I going to tackle today?
But that will be episode 16. I think it'll be it's a cheaper fragrance.
Yeah, this is one of our fun ones.
Yeah.
This is one of those ones where you're not going to drop, but maybe a Hamilton on this thing.
And believe it or not, it is a designer fragrance.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So,
well, if your curiosity is piqued, then stick around for the next episode of the Cologne Podcast.
There you go.
You can reach us at thecolognepodcast@gmail.com, on YouTube, and all streaming platforms.
Again, thank you for listening to us, East Coast people. This episode was for you because apparently you guys love this stuff. And hey, from Texas, we love it too.
We love you.
All right, spray up something.
Yeah, till next time, spray it up, y'all.